Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hypno News Live. I am Jim Kellner, your host. My co-host tonight, the lovely, the wonderful Shawn Tech Guru Captain Kostiuk. Welcome, Shawn.
Good evening, everybody. Everybody loves it when I wear pink. I get more comments about being pretty in pink than anything.
Very nice, very nice. I haven't worn pink in a long time. I what I found is when I moved to Arizona for a couple of years, I started wearing all kinds of bright colors. Then I come back to Seattle and I'm back to black and gray mostly, a little bit of blue. I don't know what it is.
Have to blend into the fog.
Exactly. And Shawn actually has snow on the ground, people. He's out there in Saskatchewan. So
Yeah,
everyone,
first, second, third, fourth, and fifth fall spring have come and gone, and next week we'll be back into positive temperatures and sunshine. But for right now, yeah, it's kind of cold out there.
say a little prayer for Shawn, everybody. Say a little prayer for Shawn. And say a little prayer for the show. Please give us a like, give us a love. Share. Sharing is caring. That's what helps us get found. Um, Grant Saunders, the usual co-anchor, is off on assignment tonight, digging up dirt, doing some investigating journalism in the field of hypnosis. As far as you know, I can't wait to find out what he finds out. So tonight, I am excited to bring on our guest, Shawn. Now, I've known our guest for, we've been Facebook friends for a long time, but we've only known each other, I want to say about 6 months or so. He's got this really cool project that I really wanted to bring him on because I wanted him to talk about this. And I think it's something that a lot of people will get a lot out of. And so I want to go ahead and I want to bring him on. He's the founder creator of a program called Vision Journaling. Visionjournaling.live is the website. Go check it out while you're hanging out with us. We're going to share a link too, and so check it out. He's also a hypnotist, really swell fella, and he's got a very, very cool accent. Welcome to the show. I just said your name, Dwayne Vandervoort.
Vandervoort.
Vandervoort. There it is. Vandervoort. How you doing tonight, Dwayne? It's a little,
I'm doing great, Jim. Good to
excellent.
be here. Thank you for having me, and Shawn, thank you for being here.
Well, thanks so much for taking the time out to chat with us. We were just talking a little bit about just introducing people to the Vision Journaling program that you have. I'm going to show everybody. Get ready, and if you're watching this later, we're going to do something for you. But if you're watching this later, please give us a comment, that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a little raffle. It's going to be for those that are watching live. So if you're not watching live, you may not be able to participate, but you may still be able to get the offer that Dwayne's going to offer. Let me show. Shawn, why do I forget every single time how I share stuff? Oh, there it is, a button right there, share.
Yeah, put mark share.
Let's see, Chrome tab. There we go. What's complicated? It's not easy. It's difficult. It's challenging. And let's see. Sorry, guys. I'll be right there because I don't have to come down here and do something.
Jeez. While you're working on that, Jim, Dennis has it. He says he has tornadoes.
Who does?
Dennis,
tornadoes. Good Lord. Move. So you can't get a real good look of it, everybody. But this is a this is a little bit of a thing. But you're on your phone or something. You can minimize the podcast where you go and look at this website. It's a very nice looking website. I really love what you've done over there. And we're going to talk a little bit about this. So if it looks a little confusing, it's because you don't know anything about it yet. So let's get back to Dwayne. Dwayne, can you tell us? What is Vision Journaling .live all about?
The best thing I could do would be to just kind of start by pinning a term that we use often when we describe, because we do a lot of different kinds of things. The Vision Journaling Live program is composed of multiple pieces and parts. The journaling aspect of it isn't even a standard journal, as in people associate journaling with, I'm writing in my journal today. The vision journaling process is more a prompting system that prompts the participant to take certain actions, to involve themselves in certain practices and techniques throughout their day. So it's a prompting journal, and you report upon the activity that the journal prompted you to do, and you keep a record of it. But this is life engineering styled technology, for lack of a better term. And when we say engineering, the first thing that pops in our mind is we understand that engineering means that there's a deliberate process going on. There's something that's been planned. Engineering implies planned deliberation. Something's being constructed on purpose, as opposed to accidental happening. Like most people's lives are not
Most people's
engineered.
lives.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
It's haphazard. It's more like, you ever play, when you play, what is that, pinball? And it's
It's
you're
a,
going
it's
bumper,
a
bumper,
pinball
bumper.
machine. Exactly. So
Exactly.
where
Just go
you
bumper,
end up
bumper.
has everything to do with what you happen to bump into,
Right.
or who you happen to meet on a given day or through the course of your life. And
Yeah.
these programs and techniques that we've developed over the last almost 15 years now um, is a system of engineering life on purpose, deliberately, because most people in this vein of thinking now understand that life is a outpicturing. It's a product of our thinking, and our thinking is a product of our core beliefs, which are held in the subconscious. And that's why hypnotherapy is such an effective tool for neural network rewiring. And that's what that's what vision journaling is all about: rewiring the neural network and closing areas of separation in 5 primary areas of the psyche. And we target those areas deliberately with everything that we do. People are typically separated on one or all of the following: the self, because it's painful to acknowledge how you feel, to visit with who you really are. And so we create pseudo characters that are not really us. The scared young man becomes a bully, and on and on and on it goes, to cover up, because we're separated from who we truly are. There's a separation from loving and intimate, healthy relationships. We all know about that. Our spiritual nature is another level of separation that we experience as human beings. The natural environment, because of smartphones and just many other things, we're totally separated from the natural environment.
Aren't we?
But
Aren't we?
but
Yeah.
here's the caveat. This is the big one. All of those are big areas of the psyche that need reconnecting. But being separated from a vision or a purpose for life is the one that'll get you lost quicker than anything else. And so we are very intentional about the programs and curriculums that we've created, and that we are reconnecting all those areas with a huge focus on developing a map, a plan for bringing about a life that's intentional. The vision journaling aspect of the program covers many areas, and I don't have time to get into those. I know we're on a time budget here, but we're just about to kick off a free trial of our program. No obligation for anyone that wants to participate. Anybody that's here listening to your program tonight, or might listen to it later, is welcome to be a part of that free trial. We'll be kicking that off here in just a few weeks. And I think Jim or Shawn one is going to provide some information for those that might want to be a part of that. Everyone's welcome. And at the end of that 30-day free trial, if it's something you want to stick with, you're very welcome in it. If it's not, no one's going to come knocking on your door.
Well, I do want to clarify one thing, Dwayne. I'm not allowed to touch controls, so Shawn will be doing that. I'm not
There's a reason I'm the captain.
exactly. The captain. We also want to let people know. So, if I understand you right, then even people that watch later, say they watch it a couple months from now, they could still get this offer from you.
Oh, absolutely. So it's now you said that I've got 60-day free trial there. The standard introductory trial that we do is 30 days. It's a 30-day free trial. I think the 60-day thing came from Jim's idea about doing a raffle.
Yeah.
And so,
So we're
so whoever won the raffle would get an extra
30 days. Yeah.
an extra 30 days, an extra month of free participation.
So I squeezed Dwayne. I squeezed another month out for you guys. So
It was a big fight. It was huge.
It was terrible. It was vicious. So
I resisted.
we both have emotional scars that'll last a lifetime. So we both need vision journal just so we can get through those vision journaling just to get through them. So what we're doing is, so everybody who watches, Sean's going to drop the info down there below. We'll make sure, if for some reason, sometimes in the lives it doesn't go through, I'm going to try to remember to make sure I get it all posted everywhere. If you watch this and you don't see some details about getting the free trial, just shoot me a message, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I'll get you the info. But we're going to give you somebody watching tonight, because we have that new raffle feature, which I love. Make sure you watch us, Sean and I and Brian Bay, on Hypnosis Hero on Monday night at 5:30 p.m., where we give away cool merch. But tonight we're giving you an extra 30 days. All you have to do, guys, all you have to do is comment with the hashtag. It'd be great if you had an actual comment or a question, but if you don't, if you just do hashtag VJ Live, now that's with a V, VJ Live. That is the hashtag for today. At the end of this show, we're going to do a drawing, and we'll find out who won, and we'll get that information over to Mindy. That's Dwayne's assistant, and we'll get that. We'll get you all signed up for your 60 days. And Dwayne, we had talked, and I really want to be a big part of the program because I'm in love with it. Unfortunately, time is just insane for me because there's so much, but a lot of my colleagues are teaching, guiding people, doing it, because you have so many classes on that thing. Can you give us? And I'm trying to remember their names right now, but I mean several that you all would know right offhand. If you're a hypnotist, you already know them. What kind of other programs? What are the kind of classes? I mean, there was a bunch of classes when I was looking into it.
Oh yeah. I mean, we offer classes and groups and support groups and workshops that cover wide spectrum of different kinds of what you would, I guess, consider hypnotherapeutic, traditional type
stuff.
Classes. Stuff. I was looking for a better word than stuff, but stuff works. Stuff works, Jim. Yeah. There's a lot of mindfulness classes, different styles of meditation we teach, Vipassana and others. We do a lot of therapeutic imagery. We do a lot of journeying using therapeutic imagery. For that, we do just straight up hypnotherapy sessions live for groups dealing with various different kinds of issues. And if that issue pertains to something you're dealing with, you can show up for that group and on that particular week or that particular day, and there'll be a group hypnotherapy. We're not addressing one person at a time for smoking or something, but if smoking is your issue, you'll show up and there may be 30 people in that particular group, but it applies. The same technique applies. Yeah. We do some of our own signature type classes that we teach. For instance, Storytime Centrifuging is something that we've developed over the last 15 years, where we actually teach the process of separating our interpretation or our perceptions from a story, what actually happened and what we perceived, and we separate it like a centrifuge separates blood cells. And so we teach a process of being able to do that in real time as things are happening, getting our perceptions out of the way.
Mhm.
We even have something new coming on right now, and that's Ho'oponopono. There's going to be
Oh,
classes
very
in
cool.
that. Yeah, so we'll be doing some Ho'oponopono work with a group. It'll be a
Ooh.
weekly group. They'll be coming on, and they'll be doing Ho'oponopono work together and learning how this all goes and works together. There's a visioning process that takes place. We have classes and groups that meet every week that actually just focus on different aspects of the vision journaling portal, and people have come in with questions, difficulties that they need answers to, and we address those live. Everything we do, Jim and Shawn, everything we do at Vision Journaling Live is live. With this, it's not a library of videos you get access. There are libraries of videos, but all of our classes, everything that we do, is interactive and live. Um, it's just not. It's not like a book you get and you kind of own your
Yeah.
own. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, I mean, I was amazed at just the amount, and I mean, just classes kind of going all day long in a
There
variety of
are all
things.
day long, 7 days a
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
And we service in right now 23 countries, and so we have for the night owl, we have things going on at all hours of the day and night, and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Very cool, very cool. If you want 60 days of the program, guys, we're doing that. We're doing the raffle. It's hashtag. You have to use the hashtag VJ Live. At the end of Hypno News today, Shawn and I are we're gonna do the lottery, and you may win. You may win that. Everybody else gets 30 days just for being here. Dan, thanks for watching, and thank you for your support. Dan says you can do it. I'm
Jim,
not
can I
sure.
add one thing? Somebody asked, I think it was you asked a question a moment ago, asked about, anybody that listens to this later on can
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
also
yeah,
get in touch with Mindy by phone would be the
yeah,
best way.
yep,
And because we do these free trial rollouts
yeah.
every other month, so six
Oh,
six
cool.
a year. So
Right.
we're doing one coming up in May. There'll be another one coming up in July, and
Yeah.
on it goes.
Yeah.
So.
And a couple of names that I'm kind of remembering, there was, and help me out. It was, uh, it's, I want to say Renoir, but it's not Renoir. It's, Ren. You probably have so many, you don't even know all of them. But
Ren War.
yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
she's a part of it. Herrera too. And I love her. And I know she lives in California, but I can't remember her first name.
Vanessa
Vanessa
Herrera.
Herrera. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Joe Tabanella, who is an
Tabanella.
instructor at HMI College there in Los
Mhm.
Angeles.
Yeah.
He's an NLP instructor and practitioner.
Yeah.
We have kind of a lineup, but Mecca Wagner Brown, who is an EFT specialist. And so we have EFT groups. Tapping Into You is our EFT group
I
that
love
meets.
that. That's a great name.
Yeah, I mean, we literally have like a pretty big lineup that you probably don't have time for me to get into.
Yeah.
But that'll all be introduced. And if you come for the 30 days, you'll get to sample anything and everything that looks appealing to you.
Yeah. That was really cool. And speaking of big names, so number one, if you go over to the website, visionjournaling.live, you're going to see. So you're getting testimonials from college students, former prison inmates. Um, you're getting business owners. And also, you have some fantastic endorsements. And the big name that jumps out at me, and probably jump out a lot of folks in our profession, is Dr. Bruce Lipton. Tell us about that. It's exciting.
Yeah, Dr. Lipton, as I connected with Dr. Lipton roughly 12 years ago, and he and I were sort of like instant mates. It was a connection that was just instantaneous. I was very much into what he had done since
Mm-hmm.
1966, which is the year I was born.
Mm.
And he was really interested in what I was doing at the time with the Department of Corrections. Um,
Yeah.
and because he was actually looking to do some of that in Canada, Shawn. He was actually looking to implement some of the things in Canada. So we got together and started collaborating. on these types of programs, and we've been together ever since. He's a huge proponent. He's a member of our board of directors. He's my personal mentor and the science advisor for our organization. He's just a great guy, and of course, we all know what he's brought to the world of science. Considered to be one of the fathers of epigenetics.
Yeah. Amazing testimonials.
And can I plug his book?
Sure, of course.
The Biology of Belief.
Yeah.
One of the greatest books ever written.
Most of us have sure read it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Most
haven't read
of you
it,
probably have read it. Yeah.
You'll get it. Yeah. It's very good. Yeah. And you're in the schools too, and you're in Mississippi right now, and you're working with the school district.
This is why I'm in Mississippi, just south of Memphis, Tennessee, just across the line here, and we are working with the Department of Education to implement our programs for juniors and seniors in the Mississippi Department of Education. We came because we have a place in Colorado in the mountains there, and we just said, okay, let's go, because this is an opportunity of a lifetime for us to be able to actually go into a school system and affect the lives of 16, 17-year-old young people with technologies, psychological technologies that will provide them with the tools to determine what their lives are going to become, rather than play pinball like you were like you were suggesting earlier, Jim.
So one of the great things about me is that I am actually a teacher by trade. So and one of the things that I always hit on is kids that tend to drift tend to not have a vision. They tend not to have a purpose other than to gather as much attention to themselves as possible.
Yeah.
So when I look at that, and I now I've served as the IT manager, which is why I keep Jim in line for a number of years. But I also am now an educational consultant dealing with the digital online world and teachers and students using it. And there is all kinds of purposes out there. So how do you get them to kind of reset and build their own?
That is, Shawn, you just asked the most asked question that I am ever asked. And awesome. I think I use asked in that sentence 3 times, but yes, that is a question that is probably most asked is, I don't know what my purpose is, and how do I figure that out? Yep. Well, vision journaling is all about figuring it out, not just what it is, but how to get there. Exactly how to get there, step by step. And I use this a lot. This is something I've been saying for many years now. Vision gives birth to more vision. And if you can just catch a sliver of light through the crack in the door, and you can just barely see a piece of what it is that lights your heart on fire, and begin to focus on it, it will begin to illuminate the darkness around it, and you'll be able to see more and more and more and more of it.
The clearer the vision, the faster you can get there.
Yes.
Like the shorter the path to get there, because you can see it. It's there. It's in front of you.
And you would also begin to feel it. The clearer it is, the more the feeling of it becomes real. And when the feeling kicks in with the visual, you can't stop it.
Yeah. When you have an emotional connection to something or someone, or if it happens to be your purpose, which is, never misplaced, you tend to ignore the difficulties. You fight through them. I've had a saying for many, many years: we play until I win.
Right.
I like that.
Even somebody commented on Facebook about something, and I said, no, we play until I win. There's no giving up. We're going to play until I win. And when I win, I'll let you know.
Right. That's great. Now we also have classes that on the visioning process. And this may be a little ethereal for those that are not in that vein, but you've all known of people that thought they knew what it is that they wanted.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Sure.
and then once they get it, it was the worst thing in the world for them.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
in many cases, what you think you want destroys you.
Mm.
But there is a reason for you being here. That's my belief. There's a reason for you existing. There's a reason that's a higher purpose, and we actually have a process that we teach, and it's through meditative or hypno-meditative type process where we take people and allow them to help them to connect with that superconscious mind, that higher consciousness, and allow that which they did not see before to come through. That good, I should say that there's more good than you can possibly imagine if you can just get out of the way
Mm.
and allow
Yeah.
it to come through.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
we actually teach that. So if you can connect with that kind of vision, you won't be disappointed in the end.
Yeah. That's so
And
awesome.
it's also something that it's like those what is it, the EFTs, where
Mhm.
as you zoom in, all of a sudden you see something else in like the eyeball, and it's a whole nother picture, and you zoom in and you keep zooming in. You can do that with that type
Mm.
of vision, where you're
Yes, you can.
just keep going and going and going. And you know, so often we're the ones. Well, I'll be blunt. There's only one person that lies to you the most. That's
Mm.
you.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Right.
So don't believe the lie. You're better than you think you are, and you can be a lot more than you know you are.
Totally. Absolutely. I'm reminded too, and for those of you who are watching, please drop the hashtag VJ Live. You're going to get 60 days. The raffle winner will win 60 days. And also, please like, comment, share, all those good things. Really appreciate it. I'm reminded when we talk about this life engineering. I love this, and I love the vision work. Is Maxwell Maltz? Does he play a part in this at all? His work?
No, I can't say
Okay.
that
Okay.
no.
At least in a roundabout way, I'm sure he does because I mean he talked about this stuff years ago, so he's influenced, since the '60s. But so I've done some of his work, and folks out there, if you haven't gotten his book, just pick one up. It's fantastic work. But he talks about that imagination work, and I found that my life it gets so much better when I do that work. When I take the time, and also Neville Goddard talked about it too. Doing that vision work. And I had this really cool experience and I'm able to tap into it now. But I was driving down the freeway and I'm getting irritated. I live in Seattle, traffic's terrible, and I'm stuck in traffic and it sucks. And I get this vision of me and I'm in the car that I want to be driving and I'm making this turn over the freeway where if you go to Pismo Beach from San Luis Obispo, you come around this corner, all of a sudden the Pacific Ocean is there and it just pops out. And I'm able to now, when I think about it, I can get the same feeling. And it occurred to me, I was like, that's all we ever really do is we're just chasing feelings. That's all we're ever doing. So if I can get that feeling right now, it almost doesn't even matter if I'm actually doing that because I've already got the feeling. Now I still want the Jeep and everything, but it's such a cool thing, you know?
But you want the Jeep, Jim, to
Yeah.
have the feeling. That's why
Right.
you
But I
want the
don't
Jeep.
but I don't need the Jeep because I can get the feel. I mean, I'm
You've
sure
already got the feeling.
the
No,
feeling would be
having owned a number of Jeeps, you need the Jeep.
the um, okay, I definitely need the Jeep, but but on a lesser extent, it does help me to get through traffic sometimes because I'm just like, I'm driving my Jeep and I'm just looking at the Pacific Ocean. It's such a cool feeling. Try it, guys. Try it, everybody out there. It's a great feeling. Man, what a good time! And I'm sorry we've kept you longer than we expected to, but we're having a great time chatting with you. Um, you have a
Oh,
few more minutes? Is that all right?
I do. I
Oh,
have. I
awesome.
have till you're done with me. I'm good.
because I did want to ask you about this. See, what I wanted to, a lot of people, and we know this stuff that we need to write down our goals, right? I mean, engineers don't try to build a building without freaking plan, right? So why are we trying to go through life without some kind of a plan, a written plan, somewhere to refer back to and get the specifications and everything? So, and I remember when I was in the program, when I was going through there was stuff that, and you talk about the prompts kind of leading you in that direction. So it's not this, because I know a lot of times people sit down and they go, I don't know what my goals are. I mean, I don't know what to do, but your process actually helps them discover that. Right.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, we talked about the 5 points of separation a moment ago, or
Mhm.
potential separation, and the one that we focused on there at the very end was a separation from a vision or purpose in life, and there's a reason for it. There's a
Mhm.
reason for that separation, and that's because people don't know how to come up with it. What do you do? How do you go about coming up with this vision or purpose in life? And
Mhm.
that is what we have. That is what we have, is a program that's filled with techniques for getting the individual there. And one of the primary pieces of the vision journal itself, I just want to be clear, Jim, and there's no way for me to be perfectly clear in this short amount of time, but
Yeah.
that the things that we do in our organization don't just involve vision journaling.
Mhm.
That's like the cornerstone of
Yeah.
everything that we do.
Right.
But there's many other aspects of it. But if there is a foundational piece of the vision journal, it is the mind mapping section.
Mm.
Okay.
Nice.
And that mind map is something that we step people through, creating over a period of time. It's not like you sit down and the next day you have a mind map. It's a evolutionary process. It may take weeks. It can take longer than weeks. And we work with those people until they have a map. It's one thing to have a destination. It's another thing to have a map.
Yeah.
And if you can map the mind to take you where it is you want to be, you'll get there.
Mm.
Um, and as a matter of fact, another one of the groups that we will put on every single week is called Mapping You. And it is everybody comes to that group that's in the mind mapping process, and we work on mind mapping together live. Um, so great question, Jim. Very pertinent. And it is the foundation of what we do in vision journaling.
So
We
cool.
are structuring, we are engineering a vision for life.
You
Love
don't know where you're going, any road will get you there.
Yeah.
it.
You're so right, John.
Even a Canadian one.
You might not want to be there whenever you arrive, but it will
Right.
get you there.
Exactly.
Wherever you go, there you are. So
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many people go all the way through their lives and go, how did I end up here? You know, um, I'm so grateful to have a mission. And I can always use more refinement on it, of course, but, um, guys, I want to, thank you all. Sean and I are going to cover a couple more things and we're going to wrap it up, but we're going to say goodbye to Dwayne right now. Dwayne, it was such a pleasure to talk to you again. We've talked a couple of times. It's always nice to talk to you, and I always love listening to your accent.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you, Sean. It was an honor to be here with you guys today. I really appreciate it. But if anybody that's hearing this wants to be in that upcoming free trial, please give Mindy a call at
Yeah,
her number that's been put up on the screen,
yeah,
and just let her know. She'll get you enrolled. I thank you both.
yeah. Just sign up. Just give it a shot. Just don't kick the tires. Look around, see if it's for you. Dwayne, always a pleasure. Take care, my friend.
thank you,
Yes,
sir.
thank you.
Sean. Um, what? How do you do your goals?
It's time to actually revise them.
Mm,
And the question of when you do your goals is important. Don't do them
mhm.
in January. That's the
No,
absolute worst time to do them.
yeah, no
Uh,
kidding.
and I've been criticized a few times for not putting out, hey, here's how to do your goals in January like everybody else. And it's like, no, it's the absolute worst time to do that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about the question, who really decides, or when do you decide to look at your goals? And when you have major transitions in your life,
Mm.
that's always a time where you wound up in a destination that you didn't want to be at. That's always a time where somebody finally perks up and says, and so for me, that happened a few years ago with the divorce and whatnot. So
Hmm.
my goals changed considerably.
Sure.
uh, and so for me, looking at my goals, it's as much. I don't vision board, but I do keep a very tight, written, concise. I want to be doing this by a certain date,
Hmm.
because if you don't match a time to your goal, eventually it's just going to become nothing. It's just out there, and you're
Yeah.
always chasing it. You never get to it. And understand that a goal is a destination.
Right.
It's not the end. It's you get
So
there.
true. So true.
That's probably the biggest mistake people make with goals. Apart from writing them down and never doing them,
Yeah.
is realizing that that's a destination. When you get to that destination, what's the next goal?
Yeah.
We play until I win. Well, you know what? As long as I'm breathing, I'm winning. It may
Yeah.
not seem like it, but I am.
That's right. And you do get to that, because I've already reached a lot of my goals, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to stop here now. I mean, I've
And the vision expands, right?
exactly, yeah,
Your vision, Jim, is to positively impact, what is it, 1 billion people?
a billion. Damn it.
Yeah. Do you do that on your own? Did you ever
No,
think you'd ever do that?
no,
So
no.
how did that come about? Well, it came about because you stepped out, and you
Yeah.
stepped out and you saw this new thing. And you thought, hey, this is great. It's different from the comedy that I'm doing. So you
Mhm.
stepped into hypnosis. Hey, that's great. And as you step through that, all of a sudden you start opening doors for yourself. You
Yeah.
you work with a lot of people like Victoria, doing her podcast, and you and Grant now have things going, and you've been gracious enough to invite me along for the ride, and all of those pieces that you're putting in place will help you step up to that next step, to get more people, to eventually get to that billion. But it doesn't work if you don't have a vision that can actually see that, and that didn't
Yeah.
come overnight.
Did not. Hey, if you're out there, I mean, whoever's watching this now or later, let us know, how do you come up with your goals? Do you do vision work? Do you write them down? You got a vision board? I have a vision board. All it has is two palm trees on it. That's it, because that's all I could nail down. I know
There should
palm
be an
trees.
island underneath it there, Jim, with
Be a good idea.
with a
Be a good
Jeep.
idea. You know what? I got to tell you too. You know what's interesting too. I can't remember if it was you or Dwayne that mentioned this. That sometimes you get to a goal and you realize you don't really want to be there. And I had
You
that
know,
with acting. What's
lots
that?
of lots of people are like that. But go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was going to say I did it with acting. I desperately wanted to be an actor, and then I became an actor, and I loved it, and it was great. But as soon as I started doing hypnosis and started doing talks, presentations and stuff, I suddenly realized I don't want to do somebody else's words. I want to do my own words. And so then the acting was kind of like, yeah, I do it sometimes for fun, but it's not the passion that it once was.
And that's important to realize too. You don't have to stay stuck just because you decided to do one thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to an educator this afternoon, a principal, and he said the same thing. I like what I'm doing, and he and I are both the same age. He's got a number of years yet before he can retire, because in his divorce things happened, and he also worked in the federal system in Canada, which they deal with the indigenous uh, people on reserve. So it's a totally different system, totally different pension, all of that. So he said, my biggest fear is that I stay longer than I'm relevant.
Mm.
And the kids all, are at him like, "Why are you so happy, Mr. G, when we walk in?" He said, "Because I am happy to see you."
Mm.
He said, I don't want to stay past, if I lose that, that's it. I think it's over.
Good
So,
for him.
and that's his passion. And for me, I'm early retirement is just a few years away. And, I'm at the crossroads. Do I want to keep going in the education system? Is there more that I can do? Well, yeah, I know there's more I can do, and so I have this that I've been creating, with hypnosis and working with you and Grant and learning from the Hypno Hustle group every Sunday night and just all kinds of things. And my vision, it started out right after the divorce with just get to the end of your career. Well, now I can see past that. So anyway,
So you won't just be hanging out on a beach now. Now you got to have vision, and that's going to keep you working.
There are some really great beaches in Canada, but they close during the winter.
Which seems to last all year where you're at, Shawn.
That's not
Hi
me.
again,
We're fine.
Nora. Good to see you again, Nora. Glad you're here. Hope you're feeling well. Let us know. What do you like? Who's heard of Maxwell Maltz? Let us know if you've heard of Maxwell Maltz. Did some great work back in the 60s. Love his work. I try to do vision work every single day. I envision my life the way I want it to be. And if nothing else, I feel good. I feel great, when I come out of it. But Shawn, share, we've talked about this before on Hypnosis Hero, but will you share with the folks here tonight what you're doing over there on TikTok? Because I'm so impressed with what you're doing. You and Chanel. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Chanel? Yeah.
Chanel like perfume. Yep.
Yeah, Chanel.
That's what she'll say.
Okay. Yeah, I remember her saying that. Because you guys are doing great work over there on TikTok, and you're really, what all of us hypnotists need to be doing more of is educating the public about the truth about hypnosis. Please share a little bit about that, Shawn.
Yeah, it's one of the, I don't want to say a downfall, but it's one of the pieces that hold us back as professionals is when you have to educate the client on what is possible. It takes a completely different viewpoint. Whereas if you have a client who's already educated and either has used hypnosis or just really wants to jump in, completely different dynamic when you're working with them.
It's a pleasure, such a pleasure when they know something. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll give a couple different examples. A year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more than that, I was working with a young lady. She was so motivated. Like, she sent the money before I sent the invoice. Like, she was ready to go right now. Like, let's go.
Nice.
And I mean, for her, boom, like after her sessions were done, and oddly enough, it was rebuilding part of her vision as well, because she'd had some things happen during COVID and wanted to just get ahead. So and get past that. So we did. That was a big part of what we did. And she took it and she ran with it and is doing quite well now. Working with a gentleman now, a current client, and his expectation of hypnosis is very much like a stage show, which is why he sought me out. So again, different tactic, but I heard and it never ceases to amaze me how many times we get this. But I heard everything. Yes, because if you didn't, you fell asleep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or
what's funny too, or they go, I don't think I was hypnotized because I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, exactly. And
one or the other.
It's funny, but it just goes to show you that somebody who's interested and takes an interest in it, they want the experience.
Yeah.
And somebody that you're educating and I don't want to say you have to talk them into taking you on as their hypnotist, but that they have reservations and whatnot. It makes those sessions so much
right
more difficult, because they're fighting every step of the way. They're trying to make sure am I doing it right is a big concern with them. And so you really have to, I think us as a community, we need to really take a step back and just look. Chanel and I are out there. We mentioned that we're hypnotists. We mentioned that we work with clients. We're not out there to sell anything. We're out there to provide information. And so, when somebody asks a question, yeah, we're going to answer it to the best of our ability. If and both of us have said, we offer the free um, strategy session, what an intake session, whatever you want to call it. If we're not right for you, we're going to tell you up front, and quite likely I might refer them out to somebody else. There's at least three other hypnotists in town here that I or in the area that I can refer out to. So, we're just there having fun, and it is fun. When you stop by, Jim, it's it takes on a completely different conversation, style. And I know I think we've had up to 5 of us in there at one time. That might have been when you and Benito and I forget who else was there. There was 5 of us. I think maybe Vinny was there.
Fun.
So if you're on TikTok Sunday mornings, we usually start about 9 a.m. my time, so it'd be, I want to say 11 a.m. Eastern. So,
okay.
But
wait,
yeah,
you're in Eastern time, aren't you?
Nope. Saskatchewan has its own time zone. We're special. Really, Arizona decided to do what Saskatchewan did.
Okay, so
we don't change.
Yeah, I'd have to go look at my world clock to figure out what time it is there.
Yeah, it is 6:48 here right now.
6:48. Yeah, so I know it's so around 8 a.m. Pacific, I guess. Really? That's weird. Anyway, okay.
Yep.
Just go on TikTok in the morning.
Sunday mornings, we're there most Sunday mornings. We couldn't make it this last Sunday, but we'll be back next Sunday again with another. Usually about an hour and a half. It's kind of funny because once we get going and talking, and if somebody asks a question, we could be on there for 2 hours. So,
yeah. And speaking of great accents, Dwayne's got one. Chanel has a fantastic accent. She's got that South African accent, which is fantastic. So it's a pleasure to listen. So tune in, guys. Tune in. Hey, if you're watching right now, remember, if you missed anything, our guest, Dwayne Vandervoort, is that what he said?
You don't pronounce the T. Vandervoort
has a program called Vision Journaling Live. A fantastic program. Shawn has posted a phone number in the chat, in the comments. You can get a 30 days free. They've got a brand new session starting up. And for those that use the hashtag tonight, VJ Live, hashtag VJ Live, you'll win an extra 30 days. You get 60 days to try it out. They've got classes literally all day long on different things, EFT, meditation, you name it. So go check it out. And just go look at the web. Even go look at the website. Just visionjournaling.live. Visionjournaling.live. See what that's about. Shawn, we've got to talk about some conferences before we wrap up. We got Heartland is coming up like next week or the week after, very soon. The end of the month, April 26th through the 28th. Heartland Hypnosis Conference. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to go this year, guys. I guess got too many things going on. I talked to William. He understands. But I'm going to miss all of you that are going. If you're going, let us know. Let us know. We've also got Hypno Thoughts coming up in July. Yeah, July, right?
Yep.
And Grant Saunders, Shawn's going to drop a link down in the comments. Grant, if you're familiar with Grant's live streaming, he is a pro, an absolute fantastic pro. He's going to be teaching a one-day. Is it pre or post, Shawn?
It is a post.
Post conference workshop, very affordable. I'm going to be assisting him, so it's going to be awesome. The Dream Team in action. Maybe Shawn will stop by and say hi. We don't know. And so go sign up for that. It's important if you've been thinking about it, get signed up, because if you don't sign up by May 1st, they get dropped. That's what happens. Sometimes people wait too long, and then it fills up or it gets dropped. And
In
then
fact,
finally,
I
what's
believe
that?
I believe Scott actually mentioned that today on his Facebook update.
Oh, he did. Yes, he did. That's why I'm mentioning it today. And finally, of course, we cannot forget about our sister conference, the Michigan, or maybe our brother conference. I don't know. It's usually called a sister. I don't know why they call it sister. Anyway, our conference buddy, the Michigan Hypnosis Conference with Dan Goyette, coming up in the fall. You don't want to miss that. You're going to Hypno Thoughts. Any other ones, Shawn?
I'm still working on getting to Hypno Thoughts. So I've got a couple things that need to fall into place. One of which would be the teacher's contract. That's, that's
Still
still
no contract.
no. There's an offer. We'll vote.
Mm.
We'll see.
All right.
But yeah, I missed Hypno Thoughts last, when they moved to the Sahara, and it's tough when you know just how good it is to be around the people that are your people.
Yeah.
If you're a hypnotist and you've never been, this is definitely one of the big conferences you want to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was amazing. This is actually the first time I got to meet Jim live.
Yes.
He's about the same.
Even cooler in person.
Well, yeah, that's why I brought the toque for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
having a special place now. And I've told my wife, do not touch it.
There you go.
We'll
So
see.
you know it's going to get moved right away then.
Exactly. I haven't checked that spot. It's probably already gone.
It's in a closet somewhere.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, I've had a great time. Shawn, thanks so much for stopping in and helping us out tonight.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Dwayne, if you're still out there, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you as always. Please go check out his program, visionjournaling.live. Tons of research on this program. It's fantastic. I've been through it, and it's there's some great stuff. And go check it out. And I'm not even getting I don't even have an affiliate link. What the hell? All right. So everybody take care.